One of the great insights of Maoism is the understanding that, due to the nature of dialectic contradiction, the class struggle does not cease upon the revolutionary overthrow of the bourgeois dictatorship, but continues in both the society and within the party itself. Just as the vestiges of feudalism, such as the widespread influence of the clergy, remained after the emergence of capitalism, vestiges of capitalism remain after the socialist revolution, and will rapidly seek to entrench themselves within this new social order, to dismantle the socialist project from within and to restore capitalism. In truth, the victory of the Communist Party is only the first step in the socialist revolution, with the remaining steps being the creation of a new socialist economic base and cultural superstructure. This is why line struggle becomes an issue of prime importance within the Communist Party, as revisionists will seek to steer society back down the capitalist road. As previously stated, this is often done in the guise of pragmatism or economism. This can also be done in the name of maintaining the mass line. However, when this is the case, it is often simply tailism of the most reactionary sectors of the masses rather than a genuine mass line. To maintain a genuine mass line, the revolutionary working masses must be empowered, and the reactionary rear must be educated into socialism. More will be discussed on the mass line in a future episode, but the important lesson here is that revisionism will always try to disguise itself as revolutionary, and adopt the language of Marxism while using it against itself. Revisionists will try to shield themselves from criticism by calling those who uphold the revolutionary line struggle splitters and factionalists. They will argue that party unity must take primacy over all. They are correct that a party must remain united, but they are incorrect to assume that the party is a monolithic entity without internal line struggles. Line struggle is a sign that the party is working to actively combat revisionism, and to insist that no debate occurs within the party is to assume a commandist and bureaucratic stance, which gradually abandons the mass line and alienates the party from the masses, as revisionism enshrines itself within the party leadership and manifests as a retrograde party line. Class struggle continues under socialism. Just as a line struggle must occur within the party, a wider class struggle between the socialist road and the capitalist road must continue to advance within the broader society. This is why Maoists say that the class struggle resumes under socialism. As stated previously, there are periods of strategic retreat, such as the new economic policy under Lenin. Care must be taken to differentiate these periods of strategic retreat from a departure from the socialist road, and revisionists will often disguise the capitalist road as a temporary period of strategic retreat. More will be discussed about the Cultural Revolution in a future episode. The important lesson to note here is the necessity of a cultural revolution in order to remove the vestiges of bourgeois society and to cement a proletarian consciousness in the working class, while openly encouraging the masses to challenge revisionists within the party itself. It is important not to default to bourgeois ways of thinking and organizing, as many of us, including those in the party, often fall back into bourgeois thought because of our societal conditioning. The ease at which bourgeois thought can re-emerge signifies that revisionism is a constant threat to the socialist project, and it must be actively rooted out. Many will use the post-revolutionary period as an opportunity to promote petty bourgeois thought, and this mindset will naturally manifest itself within the working masses because society is yet to challenge the prevailing mentality of bourgeois common sense. This common sense is individualist and metaphysical, it rejects proletarian collectivism and defaults to this mode of thought. The party must walk a tightrope between consolidation and revolutionary advance. This is the period of new democracy, which we will cover in a future episode. One of the critical errors of the world historical Bolshevik Revolution was the assumption that the biggest threat to the revolution would come externally through imperialism rather than within the new society itself. A bourgeois headquarters had unknowingly been allowed to take root within the party, and this manifested as Khrushchevite revisionism, the assumption that Soviet society no longer had a class struggle, and the rejection of the socialist project. It was this revisionism which paved the way for Mikhail Gorbachev to completely undo the revolution entirely. In China, there was an attempt to counter the emergence of the bourgeois headquarters, culminating in the Great Proletarian Cultural Revolution. However, this action emerged too late, and unfortunately the Cultural Revolution stopped and the capitalist roaders emerged victorious. This is why Maoists emphasized the necessity to engage in line struggle within the party, and how the class struggle resumes under socialism and must undergo a cultural revolution. So that about does it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Just to recap, we covered how a line struggle must occur within the party, and relating this to the Maoist insight that class struggle resumes under socialism, and how we use this to argue for the necessity of a cultural revolution. In a future episode, episode 10, we will discuss knowledge and practice. I'm looking forward to your comments. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Danky Kang, out.